Om, absolute bliss, bestower of the highest joy, knowledge personified, beyond duality, formless as the sky, the object of proclamations such as thou art that, the one absolute, eternal, immovable being, witness of all intellects, beyond thought in the three gunas, to thee, O Supreme Guru, I bow.
We'll now begin our 20-minute meditation. So now we'll have a reading from the Chandipat. And this is Swami Satchidananda Saraswati's translation, which I find to be very meaningful, and I'm loving preparing these little talks every day or every other day. Because when he talks about demons and these wars that are in these sacred books, where the Divine Mother comes and saves the day, often, this case was she does, through Vishnu. But the demons are always our thoughts. So we, as divine children of manifestations of the divine that are here on earth, can always be in peace and in those heavenly abodes. But our thoughts keep us from being there. So today we're going to hear about some more thoughts. So the Rishi said, all that lives has knowledge of objects perceived by the senses. But the objects of the senses are perceived differently by all beings. Some beings are unable to see in the day, while others are unable to see in the night. Still others have the capacities to see equally well in the day and the night. Okay. Sorry, we lost connection, so I'm going to start just the reading again. All that lives has knowledge of objects perceived by the senses, but the objects of senses are perceived differently by all beings. Some beings are unable to see in the day, while others are unable to see in the night. Still others have the capacity to see equally well in the day and in the night. It is true that humans have a capacity of understanding, but not only humans. This knowledge is common to all animals, whether beasts of the forest or birds of the air. All living beings possess this understanding, just as human beings do. Then just as in humans, the capacity of understanding exists in all animals, and this is a general principle, that the understanding of the two is alike. Just look at those birds over there. Though they have knowledge, because of attachment, they are ignoring their own hunger and are busy putting food into the mouths of their children. But supreme among men, humans are different, because they are desirous of obtaining reciprocal assistance from their children in their need. Can't you see the desire in their greed? People are hurled into the whirlpool of attachment and the pit of delusion by the great Mahamaya, the measurement of consciousness, who is the cause of the circumstance of all objects in the creation and of their relationships. For this there is no need to wonder why the consciousness of the universe, the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, was put into sleep of divine union by the great measurement, Mahamaya, and therefore the world is deluded by her. She, the Supreme Goddess, the great measurement of consciousness, attracts the perceiving capacity of all sensible beings with such a force as to thrust them into the ignorance of egotistic attachment. The universe is born from her, the perceivable world with all that moves and moves not. And it is she who, after satisfaction, bestows upon humans the blessing of liberation. It is she who is the ultimate knowledge, the cause of the liberation of consciousness, the eternal existence, and she is the cause of the bondage of consciousness to objects and relationships, the full, complete world sovereigns. She is eternal, and the gross world and all the individual phenomena in it are her visible forms. In many ways, she is manifest. Hear a few of them from me right now. notwithstanding that she is eternal and unborn. Nevertheless, when divine ones perform actions for the attainment of this cause, she becomes manifest in the world. At the end of the period for manifestation, when the gross world was indistinguishable potentiality, the revered divine Lord, the universal consciousness, Lord Vishnu, rested at the end of infinity in a sleep of divine union. Then from the dirt of the ears of the perceiving capacity, Vishnu, arose two terrible thoughts known as too much and too little. They were ready to slay the divine creative capacity, Lord Brahma, who was seated in meditation in the blossom in the navel of Vishnu. Seeing the approach of the two thoughts, and with Vishnu being indifferently asleep in divine union, then with one pointed attention, he began to praise divine union, Mahamaya, from his heart, for the purpose of awakening the eyes of consciousness, the revered one, Lord Vishnu. Brahma extolled the ruler of the universe, creator of the perceivable world, cause of evolution and devolution. The goddess asleep, the unequaled energy of consciousness. He said to her, "You are the time of prayer. You are the bearer of light. You are the goddess above all beings born. The universe is sustained by you, and the perceivable world is created by you. You project what you create, O divine goddess, and you destroy it in the end. As the creator, you are the form of creation, and as the form of circumstance, you are its maintenance. Then at the conclusion of the form of dissolution of perceivable existence, you are the almighty measurement of being, the great knowledge, the great measurement, the great intellect, the great recollection, the great ignorance too, and your ladyship, the great goddess and source of strength. You are nature and the three qualities that you manifest in it. You are the night of time, the great night, and the night of ignorance. You are prosperity, you are consciousness of all. You are humility, you are the intellect and the goal of all knowledge. Your modesty, increase, and complete satisfaction. You are peace and patient forgiveness. You bear the sword of wisdom and the pike of concentration, the club of articulation and the discus of revolving time as you present a frightful form. You bear the conch of vibrations and the bow of determination and other weapons as well. You are mild and gentle and the ultimate of attractiveness and incomparable beauty. Above and beyond that, and even against superior, you are supreme consciousness. Whatsoever exists in thought or perception, whether true or untrue, the energy of everything in all is you. Then what can be sung of your praise? If he who is evolution, circumstance, and devolution of the perceivable world is subject to the sleep that you have caused, then what can be sung in your praise? You cause Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva all to wear bodies from time to time. Hence, for this reason and for this cause, who has sufficient ability to sing your praise, O Divine Mother? You and your heavenly and bounteous manifestations have been extolled. Please cause the ignorance of egotism to fall upon these two great thoughts of too much and too little, which are so difficult to understand. Awaken the consciousness of the master of the world, Vishnu, and rouse him from sleep. Let him conquer those two great thoughts for me and bring wisdom again. Thus praised by the pious worshipper, the goddess of rest, in order to awaken the awareness of supreme consciousness, Lord Vishnu, to kill those thoughts, too much and too little, emerged from her dwelling in his eyes, mouth, nose, arms, chest, and heart. That immovable, imperceptible existence became visible to the creative capacity who is born of the unmanifest. Freed by her, the Lord of the world, Lord Vishnu, the causer of being, rose from his couch on the infinite ocean of being. He saw those two wicked warriors of great strength, those thoughts, too much and too little, marching forward to attack. Red-eyed with anger and ready in an instant to strike, they continued in their endeavor to devour Lord Brahma. But then the Lord who removed confusion, Lord Vishnu, rose and waged battle with the two. For 5,000 years, the all-pervading, omnipresent, eternal Vishnu wrestled with them arm in arm, and the two thoughts became frenzied by their own strength under the delusion of the great measurement of consciousness, Mahamaya. Then they told Vishnu to choose of them a wish. The Lord of the universe said, "If you are so satisfied with me, then both of you be slain by me now." What other wish could be regarded? This much I ask. Thus deceived, the two thoughts saw that the entire gross world was covered with the waters of strife. Seeing that, they said to Lord Vishnu, "Conquer us in a place that is not inundated by the flood of desires." Vishnu saying, "Let it be so," the glorious one who bears the conch of vibrations, the discus of revolving time, and the club of articulation, raised the two thoughts upon his loins, and with the revolutions of time, severed their heads. And this is the story of the slaying of the two thoughts, too much and too little, by Lord Vishnu through the power of Mahamaya deluding them. Jai Ma.